What's happening, everyone? Time for another malt review, and we are doing our third miniature from Master of Malt. And this one we are very excited to do from one of our favorite distilleries, Glendronach. And we are going with a heavy hitter. We're lucky enough that they were selling an ounce of this because the full bottle is $4,000, and we didn't want to pay $4,000 to try it, even though we really wanted to try it. So instead, we got to pay $200 and try a 1 ounce shot of the Glendronach 1968 vintage, 44 years old, cask number 5. And it's called Recherché.
Recherché.
Yeah, Recherché. So the Glendronach 1968 Recherché comes in a very fancy wooden box. And there's the miniature. I hope you guys can see. I know the print is very fine. So hopefully you guys can see it. A 44-year-old Glendronach, 1968. I know 1968 and 1972 are their most famous years. Their most highly regarded and highly reviewed years. So the 1968, 44 years old, Glendronach. Never tried a Glendronach that old before, and we are incredibly excited to be able to drink this and share it with you guys for the first time. These have been airing out for a good 30 minutes.
By design.
Yeah, so from now on, when we do whiskeys that we haven't tried before, we decided that we should definitely let them breathe a little bit, because we will drink it and then go spend more time with it, and certain things will change, so we don't feel like we're giving a proper review. So we are big fans of buying miniatures or samples because we like to try these fancy, expensive whiskeys, and it's just impossible to buy them all. So without further ado,
Do it.
the color is a rich, dark amber. Beautiful.
Gorgeous color. Wow. Beautiful aged sherry monster.
And I forgot to mention, this is bottled at 48.6% ABV. That's cask strength. And there are 632 bottles of these in the world.
Yes, sir.
So not very many bottles of this. All right. Without further ado, the nose. Notice that we're quiet for a little bit, because that usually means it's just really complex, and you experience 10,000 things all at one time, and you don't know which ones you should save at first, and some of the flavors you don't even know what to say, just because it blows your mind away.
This is like a brain shutdown. It's such an overwhelming array of stimuli. It's wow.
It's like a rich glue of honey. I know honey's sticky itself, but it's almost the stickiest, richest, darkest of aged honey. Think of honey in the highest quality that I've never even tried, but I would just imagine that the finest, richest honey glue. That's just the perfect way to describe it.
Absolutely.
Add
Oozing.
Yeah, add some cashews, rich with some rich cashews in there. There's like dark nuttiness, like the Dalmore nuts, right?
Dalmore, baby.
And then think chocolate covered coffee beans, fresh coffee beans, but some chocolate in there as well. So chocolate covered coffee beans. Some very mellow spices, not spicy at all, just very mellow in the background. Some beautiful vanilla. Then you start getting either some mango fruit,
I'm starting to get in the fruit world.
mango, papaya,
Oh my god. Oh, it's breathing so nicely.
coconut, almost like the Springbank coconut.
Definitely getting like some almond joys. Get the milk chocolate in there. Get the coconut in there.
This is stunning. This is last review was a sherry monster Christmas.
Wow.
Rich fruits on the nose, and when we did the Glenfarclas, but we said it wasn't extremely complex. This is extremely complex. There are even things in there that are changing, and I'm having almost. I like it. Yeah, I like it when it's difficult to almost explain because there's so much going on.
That's overwhelming.
It's unbelievable.
Wow.
It's still so silky and soft and so perfumey at the same time.
That's mind blowing right there. Like even the exact type and nature of the nuts are changing as you're thinking about it.
In terms of fruit, yeah, that rich mango, papaya, and hints of rich dark fruits, red fruits as well.
I'm getting like crazy thick candied sugared plums. Like if you're a fan of plums, I love plums. I don't know about you guys. The best plum, the juiciest, most candy coated plum you ever had in your life.
When I'm making apple pie and I'm cooking the apples with the brown sugar and cinnamon on there, it's reminding me of one of those cooked apples with cinnamon and brown sugar on top.
Oh, and like gingerbread, graham cracker crust, big time all over with the fruits.
French pastries.
Oh my god, this thing's unbelievable.
This is crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was gonna say, like Narby said, it's like, it's one thing for it to be delicious. It's just so delicious, enjoyable. Who cares how complex? But when it's overwhelmingly delicious and enjoyable, and then you add in complexity, then yes, that's when it becomes just a mind-blowing top-tier whiskey.
I'm gonna say this. We're gonna try it on the palate right now. If the palate matches the nose, it's almost, compared to other whiskeys out there, the price is almost justifiable if you want to compare it to the whiskey world of ridiculous prices.
Top tier.
Yeah, this is really, really good. Now again, 44 years old. I'm very curious to see how that's gonna handle on the palate. So
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and try it on the palate. So far, so good.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Fresh coffee, the chocolate covered coffee beans that I was talking about with some leather, some wood influence, but not offensive. Getting some of those cooked apples and, like we talked about, that brown sugar and cinnamon approaching caramel, chocolatey. It's smooth, it's velvety. And even a hint of that mango that I got on the nose. And that rich honey is there as well. So very nice when I experience things on the palate the way I did on the nose. When it spent that much time in the wood, a lot of times I don't. I am getting that on the palate. Finish is long and lingering, and the wood spice is more in the back rather than the front, which is adding to the whiskey instead of offending it. right?
Yeah, this is this is very close. I'm not getting alcohol burn. I'm getting a little oiliness, but I'm getting, it's weird, like the tiniest bit of numbing sensation from the alcohol, which I like, which is unique, but it's not taken away from any of the flavors. So I'm getting almost every flavor from the nose onto the palate, which is usually just what we're looking for. It's like gingerbread, like Narby said, apple pie, almost even more fruits, almost even more mangoes and apricots and plums and apples and pears than the nose, which is really nice. A little bit of wood spice on the back, exactly where you want it, letting you know its age. It's 44 years old, but not too dry, not drying at all. Everything very fresh, not taken away from the palate at all. Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, this is. I just had a bigger second sip, and I'm happy to say I enjoyed it even more. I got introduced to the palate, and the second bigger sip is even a more yummy explosion. I'm getting those cashews. I'm getting some of those the pastries, the pastry dough, along with the baked apple and cinnamon and brown sugariness and. Now as the wood spice starts lingering, you're getting more of those coffee and leather and chocolate notes. Just an incredible whiskey. I would say it's sort of to be expected though of a whiskey at this price. The palate was unbelievable. I really enjoyed long lingering finish. But the nose still wins, and it probably almost 95+% of the time, the nose is going to win with these kind of aged whiskeys. Very rarely is it 100% equal, or is the palate better with whiskeys like this. But there's only so much you can expect when it's been aged for 44 years. That's why I always usually tell people the nose is a lot of times quite a bit more enjoyable experience than the palate. I could experience more flavors with my nose. I could pick out a lot more different things. I could pick out 100 things with my nose, where I could pick out, 10 things, 15 things with my palate. It's not, there's only so far it goes, where the nose could do a lot more. I'll let you score it first, Mike. What do you think?
Oh, it's tough. Because again, the nose started so high, and the palate, although closer than say the last one, the Glenfarclas Family Cask, it's just not quite there. So I might be being critical. I'm not trying to factor in price at all. You can't help doing it. We're human, but I try not to. But I'm gonna give it a 95.
That's exactly 1,000% what I was thinking. 95, and a lot of that comes to comparing it to other.
That's all it is.
Other whiskeys. I do know that if I had tried this, let's say 3 years ago,
Yep.
it would be a higher score, and maybe a year from now, it might be a lower score. Odds are, the more things we try, the harsher we're gonna get. But that's exactly what it is. It's a 95 to me. It's just a super high quality whiskey, and you're just not gonna find too much better. So Glendronach, there's a reason why we love it so much. And the coolest part is, am I gonna go buy a full bottle of it? No, but it's gonna make me want to try more of their high-end range. So, which I hadn't had the luxury to do yet. So, again, as always, please click the like button if you do enjoy, and subscribe to us for many more reviews to come. Cheers, guys.
Take care.